Do you enjoy eating mayonnaise with your fries? Or how about very salty licorice? Do you ever get the urge to just bike around to wherever you're going? Well, if you answered yes to any of these, chances are you're probably Dutch. But these are just a few of the totally normal experiences that someone from the Netherlands may have. If you're curious about other Dutch norms, stick around and I'll talk about them. Hi everyone, I'm Erin, and whether I'm a new face on your screen or you've seen me before, welcome to the channel. So if you don't really know who I am, I should probably tell you a little bit about myself. Um, I'll start off by saying that I am a Dutch American, born to a Dutch parent and an American parent. And as such, I have lived over in the Netherlands for quite a few years, but I've spent the rest of my life here in America. But I suppose I should get off into the first thing that I guess was really weird, but I thought was completely normal, especially since my parents did this, my grandparents did this, or rather my opa and oma did this, and my tanta also did this. And that was that they kept what we call a bathroom birthday calendar. It's basically as it sounds. You write down your family members, friends, basically any birth date you want to remember into this calendar. Maybe your grandma's birthday or your friend's birthday. But the whole premise of it was so that way when, well, you're sitting on the porcelain throne, there's the calendar on the wall, which would remind you of upcoming birthdays so you can remember to wish your friends or family a happy birthday. Now, to keep in theme with the bathroom, the toilets were not the same. And what I mean by that is in the Netherlands, the toilets have what a lot of people lovingly refer to call it is the poop shelf or the poop inspection shelf. But basically, it's just about how it sounds. In America, most of the toilets, the toilet bowl is shaped in such a way that it just has like a puddle of water sitting down at the bottom. And when you relieve yourself, it goes straight into the water. That is not the case in the Netherlands, and don't let it surprise you when there is a very odd lack of a splash, as instead it lands on basically a literal shelf. I don't really know how else to describe it. Now, the next thing I thought was totally normal until I came to America was actually licorice. Now, you might be saying, Erin, we have licorice in America. Yes, we do, but not quite in the way that I'm talking about. You're probably thinking about Twizzlers or the Australian licorice that you see when you're at a grocery store candy aisle. I'm talking about salted licorice. And I know there's a few other countries out there too who really take licorice seriously. If you are from one of those countries, I would love to know where you're from, so that way maybe eventually I can actually try your licorice. Specifically black licorice. And it's so hard finding a good licorice here in America. I swear, I have to go to import stores. It's crazy. But no, the Dutch really like their licorice, and I mean love their licorice. But not just black licorice and not just salted black licorice. We have double salted licorice and triple salted licorice. A very weird thing for non-Dutchies, I guess. Oh, oops. Another thing that I thought was pretty normal until I came to America and was very disappointed, was putting chocolate sprinkles on a buttered piece of bread. And I was pretty sad to find out rainbow sprinkles did not taste the same. Should have known rainbow sprinkles weren't chocolate sprinkles, but I was convinced at the time that they were. they just were colorful. No, not the same. Usually eat it for breakfast. I know sometimes I've eaten it for a snack, but I don't know, I was pretty sad to find out that America doesn't really have anything like that. Now this one I know is pretty weird, at least in the eyes of most Americans. That is mayo with fries. I know here it's usually ketchup or ranch. No. In the Netherlands, it's mayo. And if you try to offer anything else, don't be too surprised if the Dutch person is a little offended. But they'll probably get over it, understanding that it's not common outside of the Netherlands, to my knowledge at least, and I might be wrong, that fries go best with mayo. What better meal during lunchtime than sandwiches? And then there being not mayo, but Miracle Whip. That is the other thing. Don't give Miracle Whip to a Dutch person, because to them it is not the same as mayo. They don't taste the same. So no, don't offer any other condiment than mayo to a Dutch person for their fries, and definitely don't try to give them Miracle Whip instead of mayonnaise. One thing that was a huge shock for me, and honestly I gotta say it was probably the biggest shock coming to America, was the fact that Americans rely a lot on their cars. Living here long enough, I can see completely why. Usually our public transit's not the best, and walking place to place usually isn't really easy. You know, to the grocery store, it could take about an hour or two to get there, just by walking. Now, in the Netherlands, we biked everywhere. If it wasn't for the public transit, the bus, or taking a train to go someplace far, like say from Blottel to Amsterdam, yeah, we biked everywhere. There's something a little bit more freeing about it. It's a little quieter, but it gets you more in touch with nature, I think, which, I don't know, has its benefits. Now, this one is more of a weird behavior to some people who's not from the Netherlands, or from a different country where the cultural norm is to do this, and that was to kiss someone on the cheek. Now, usually it's 3 times. If I remember right, it's right, then left, then right. Yeah. That was not an okay thing to do in America, apparently. So what I thought was normal was definitely not normal for here. Alright everyone, so those are just a few things that I grew up thinking were completely normal, and I guess they weren't, at least not in America. Let me know if you guys have anything similar. Like, do you guys have anything that you thought was completely normal, but actually turned out to not be normal at all? Let me know. I love learning about you guys. I also love learning about new cultures. So, yeah. Also, if there's anything you'd like to see a video on in the future, especially about the Netherlands, or even in America, anything comparing my time between here and the Netherlands, or anything else specifically, let me know. I am more than happy to make a video on it. If you guys liked today's video and you want to see more, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. You can also follow us on our socials for future updates. I'll see you guys around. Until next time.